Oh, yeah, it's Paul the Pipe Guy. And here we have a Paul the Pipe Guy lasagna. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Doesn't that look good? That's what's for dinner for the next few days. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah, I told you we'd be back in a nanosecond. Happy Saturday! I think it's the 23rd of March, 2024. Yeah. So that's my lasagna, and I'm going to have that for dinner and then drop some off to the estranged wife and my three adult kids that still live with her. Yeah, I take care of her. She's a lucky lady. Anyways, so we've got some Shipwreck. Yeah. In a beautiful Baccarat glass. Some Shipwreck rum. Cheers. Oh, not so good. Oh, yeah. So, anyways, pipe-wise, this is where it all started for me. This Dr. Graybow. Almost 5 years ago, I went down and I bought this at a smoke shop. I was surprised at the well, I didn't know anything about pipes, but now I'm surprised at the briar that Dr. Graybow put out 5 years ago. The pipes they have down there now they pale in comparison, and in that we have some, this says it's imported from Denmark, but that's not true. It's made in the USA. But it is E.A. Carey light vanilla pipe tobacco, and that was gifted to me on 1/2 of 2024 from Welsh Piper 62. Sent me a big, huge care package. Thank you, Mark Hill. Yeah, check out his channel, Welsh Piper 62. Yeah, he's a great bloke. Good guy. Let's start this on fire. So this really isn't, well, I should show you this, all right? This light vanilla, it's not really ribbon cut. It's kind of a flake. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Let's start it on fire. Again, E.A. Carey's light vanilla. In the first pipe I ever bought, April of 2019, I bought this pipe. Yeah. And my first pouch I bought was, I bought some Captain Black Cherry Aromatic. I've got like 3 pounds of it now. From like a long time ago. I liked it so much I kind of stocked up on it. Yeah. E.A. Carey light vanilla. And that it is. That is smooth, vanilla tasting. Oh, yeah. So anyway, I was looking to get a Stanwell pipe, and I managed to find a really good deal. There was 3 or 4 Stanwell pipes that somehow the seller on eBay came across, and they were from all different years, and basically they kind of look similar to this, but it's got a little brass plaque that is embedded into the pipe. And they were made for trade shows and so forth for Stanwell. This one that I happened to win the bid, they wanted $77 for it. I ended up getting it for $60 because it had a make an offer, $77.50 or make an offer. And so I made him an offer of $58. I texted him and I said, look, the highest I'm going to go is $60 on this pipe. And it is an unmolested, used 1997 Stanwell pipe. And, the brass is kind of tarnished and the silver Stanwell logo is tarnished. When I get it in, I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to do a special video on that. I'm going to show you just what it looks like. Then I'm going to be like, I'll be back in a nanosecond, work my magic, and that pipe will come out looking mint. Oh, yeah. This is so good. Thank you, Mark Hill, for your gift. Surprisingly, all the years that I smoked Captain Black aromatic in this, somehow it didn't get ghosted. When I say ghosted, if you smoke a strong aromatic blend in your pipe for a long time, the aromatic of the tobacco, it just sinks into the briar and does what's called ghosting your pipe. So, like, if you were to smoke this vanilla stuff, you'd still taste Captain Black in the backdrop. But I don't taste that at all. Oh, this is good, man. Yeah. Cheers again. I'll tell you, I really enjoyed the Friday night video where I talked about some of my experiences in the 1980s and how life was then as a young man. I enjoyed that. That brought a lot of memories back to me. A lot of crazy times, but they were good crazy times. I mean, we weren't jerks to each other, Yeah, this one's still heating up a bit. So, in the other pipe, we have a Dublin edition X105 rusticated. Yeah, look at that. And actually, I bought this pipe, I smoked it, and all of a sudden I noticed it cracked there, but it only cracked about 10%, maybe 15% of the way through the briar. So I contacted Peterson, and they were like, oh, we'll just send you another pipe. And they did. They didn't even want this one back, but it's still a good smoker, this X105. Yeah, look at that, Dublin edition. And that, we've got some East India Trading Company Cellar Reserve, a great English blend. It is to die for. It. It's kind of similar to Officers Club by East India Trading Company. It's got rum and vanilla in it, and it's just, I love it. I'm going to pause the video for a nanosecond, and we'll be right back. All right, so we're back. And by the way, in the tin, EA Carry sends you a little cover underneath the cap, which you could use for, you know, a coaster, you know, a drink coaster. If you got a nice table or something like that, you can set your drink right on there. Yeah. And that's what I'm doing now. Cheers. That shipwreck is good. What do we have up next? Where we have our Peterson of Dublin X105 with some East India Trading Company Cellar Reserve in it. Let's set it on fire. Oh, that's just good. Wow. Man, that is good. Rum and vanilla and whatever else they put in this blend. Yeah, so y'all want to hear another 1980s story? I'll tell you one. So, a bit away from me, I worked at this little tiny car dealership, and it was about a 45-minute drive out to there. This was circa 1986. So they, about a half hour further from my place of residence was a bar called Bojangles. Somebody told me that might be a good place to go. And I was a young guy, man. I was like 22, 23 years old. So I went out there. This is way out in the middle of nowhere, man. It's like an hour and 15 minutes from where I lived at the time. I go in there, man, and there were people having fun and all the stuff, you know, great DJ, all the stuff. And that particular night, they had a dance contest. Now, believe it or not, back in the day, Paul the Pipe Guy was a real good dancer. So I started asking around, what's going on, you know? Oh, there's a dance contest, and all of a sudden, this pretty young thing caught my eye. And so we started talking. She was an aerobics instructor, probably in her mid-20s. I don't know if I should tell this story, but I will. So, pretty young, perfect shape. She was in perfect shape, beautiful. She comes up, she says, "Can you dance?" And I said, "Yeah." "Why?" She's like, "They're having a dance contest here tonight at Bojangles," which is where we were at. I said, "Yeah, sign us up." There's probably about 30 couples. They played, we got to pick our own song that we wanted to do. I don't remember what it is for the life of me. It doesn't matter. I still have the memory of her ingrained on the 19th hole, and I'll tell you about that. Uh, well, these couples are getting up and they're dancing and blah 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 and blah blah blah. Then it's our turn. I don't even remember the woman's name. I wish I did. So we get up, man. We're doing our moves and we're dancing. And she's an aerobics instructor, so an aerobics instructor knows how to move. Well, so did I. Well, we took first place in the dance contest, and we won $100. We kind of hung out the rest of the night and whatever. And then she says, let's get out of here and go have some fun. I'm like, all right. We're cruising around. It's dark. By now it's like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. Just pull into this golf course. So it's like, okay. Pull into the golf course, and we're going for a walk on the golf course, and we hit the 18th hole. And then one thing led to another, and I hit the 19th hole. A hole in one. Yeah, an eagle. Well, I'd asked her before if she was married or not, and she said no, which was a lie. So after I was done with the 19th hole, I drove her another half hour to her house where she lived and dropped her off, and I see the curtains opening up. By now it's like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like, who's that? Oh, that's my husband. What? You said you were single. She's like, well, if I told you I was married, would you have entered the dance contest with me, or would we have had all the fun we had? I was like, no. She says, well, alrighty. We never exchanged numbers, never saw her again. Well, let me tell you something. Oh my gosh. That 19th hole was... That's all I'm going to say. Shouldn't have even told you that. So, yeah. So that's what happened, and, it is what it is. It's all on her. I don't regret it. I didn't know. I think it's like a real bad thing if you messing around with a married woman. And I think it's even a bad thing if you're messing around with a woman who's got a boyfriend. Yeah, I never like to go to strip joints, number one, because I always told all my buddies, I'll just go out to a bar and pick up one and take her clothes off myself, and instead of watching or paying to watch her take her clothes off, I'll take them off myself. And I always said that, well, there's enough single women in the world where you don't need to be preying on some other guy's woman. And I truly believe that. And still do. But I gotta tell you, that girl was a fine piece of ass. Oh, yeah. So that I had to drive 2 hours back home and get up and go to work the next morning. Got home about 6 o'clock, in the morning. But, being young, I was able to get 2 hours of sleep, get up and go to work and do what I had to do. 2 hours later, oh yeah. Well, we may or may not do some music here. I know some of you have been asking for me to sing. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Anyways, I'm Paul the Pipe Guy, over and out.